I found this Holy Grail pen, this pen that I've been looking for and wanting to buy at a used scrap store in Atlanta called Scraplanta. It's a wonderful store, but I found this pen and it was like $1 when normally it is somewhere around 10. Pilot Parallel pen. If you can see here, it is actually like a calligraphy nib and it's very wide and flat. I've wanted one of these because I've seen people online who draw with them, and I was really happy to find it, but they do take a very specific kind of refill. You would think the minute I found this, I would take it home and activate it and get it to use and put it in my sketchbook, but I have not done that. I've let it sit in my drawer for months after I have painstakingly cleaned the little cartridge and never once brought it back to life. There's a thing going on TikTok right now talking about like lavender soap theory and the idea of like use your good things. And I think I've just been waiting for a special day for this to come and waiting for a special day to make another video. And so I thought, why not bring this back to life and finish off a drawing I started in my sketchbook. So let's get out the inks and get it back to life. I keep all of my fountain pen supplies in this toolbox. I don't use my fountain pens that often. Maybe because it is work to clean them and watch them, and if I forget, I could pay the price, but that's not the way to live life. All right, I'm going to use platinum carbon ink. This is what all of the people I follow use. Like I said, this rarely gets out of the box just because that is unfortunately how I live life nowadays. I've been collecting and using less. So, since we don't have a cartridge to pull the ink out here, let's use what we have. So, I'm gonna work very carefully. So let's load this up with some platinum carbon ink. Perfect. There is, I think, some small risk of this jamming if I do not clean this out, which, like I said, is part of the reason why I always get so hesitant, I guess, to use it, because I just think of the hassle that it could be. But like I said, this was like a holy grail pen for me. Like I wanted to splurge and buy one of these, but then it was like, oh, what size do I get? And then do I need to get certain kinds of cartridges? And does the Pilot ink that comes with it, is it water soluble? Because if it is, then I have to use it differently than I use other pens. And like you get in this little rut, this little cycle of all of these thoughts that are not helpful and stop you from making marks on paper. So let's open her up and see if we can start to get something coming out. This also could be a very quick video. I bought this pen and I can't get it to write. Oh, what if we use the absorbency of the paper towel to like coax it out? Oh, we got something. Okay, there we go. Our first line. So let's see if we can get this pen working on all corners. Aha, there it goes. So I am using the very corner of it to make very thin lines. And depending on the angle with which I do this, you can see we get thicker and thicker lines. What this is originally used for, like I said, is calligraphy. So, you know, and I'm holding like a 45-degree angle and trying to remember all my cursive that I was taught. I don't think this is correct, but that's okay. Perfect. Okay. So, safe to say, I think we have the pen going. What I'm going to do next is just kind of give it a test run. I've never used this before, and I think it'd be easy to do something like control the line with, because I'm kind of like intentionally turning it or not. It's not like a brush pen, which I use most often. So for the brush pen, it is a lot of like pressure, pressure, pressure. My brain's trying to like think about how to do it where I'm not pointing it at like this direction. So like, can I write like this? No, that's uncomfortable. So maybe that's part of it, about what kinds of things I'll be able to do. I might try a little more. So what am I doing tonight? So tonight I have this piece. I don't know if you can see, just a doodle on with pencil right now, and I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of watercolor first, actually. I don't know if that is the best move, but that's what I want to do. So I'm gonna hit it with watercolor first, and then go in with inking for the final step. This paper isn't the best wet, so it might have been too much water already. I'll use paper towel while the other ones take some of this out. Great. Maybe that's fine for right now. Okay. Wait for this to dry, and then I'll go in and do a small amount of inking. And then, hopefully, the reason I used this platinum carbon ink is because it should be water resistant in case I want to go back in with more watercolors in the end. And try not to think while I do this, and be aware of a new pen and aware of, you know, the sketch that I did underneath that I was happy with. Just try to enjoy myself and try to think of having fun. That looks a little bit wet still. Whoops. I do not like that foot, Sam. I am. Yeah, I don't like that foot one bit. I don't like that foot because it doesn't make any kind of sense. Let me think out loud for a moment about what that foot should do. So if his hips are up here, he probably should go down here and then like over here. But now we have it just boop, 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 boop. Let us pivot and we will darken this whole area down here. We'll hit that with a little blue too. Beep, beep, beep. And it's got a little ink in it. So what I'm gonna do is hit this whole bottom half with some paint. Give it a floor. And hopefully push back the contrast so people do not care to look where there is less contrast. And you know what? We're gonna give him a little spotlight too. So for example, we're gonna paint boom, 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 boom up here. And we're gonna paint right here. And so we'll give him all the spotlights in the world. Now, let me see if I want to darken anything on him. Give him just a little bit darker coat. I'll dilute this down just a bit. I'll give him just a little bit darker coat. So yes, if you have something you've been saving in your life, maybe you have good cheeses or good chocolates you were given for Christmas or a holiday, and you feel you cannot use them, I hope this gives you permission. Maybe you mess up the feet like I did. Maybe you do something totally off base. But I want you to know you can use it, and that whatever your Pilot Parallel that's sitting in your drawer, it's not going to get any better without use. I want to do something fun with a tie. I don't have anything at the moment. Okay, there we go. Am I totally happy with that? No. But I am so happy I've got my Pilot Parallel working. I've got my pen loaded up. It has ink in it. I have a page in my sketchbook that has something on it. I got to use my paints. This is, if there's no other win, then just being able to use the art supplies you have, because Lord knows I have so many art supplies that never see the light of day. And so I want to do as good of a job as I can to breathe life into everything, especially things I was ecstatic for when I first found it. This is the Pilot Parallel. This is the 2.4 millimeter, and I really enjoy this. It's a different experience. It's a lot like a brush pen. I love brush pens. So I have, this is a Kuratoga. I have all of the Pigmas. These are like my main drivers are brush pens. And so I've been trying to get better at these, but I also like regular pens because it's just a little bit more friendly. Like this thing is like a wild stallion that if you are not ready for, will just put ink everywhere. But also if I have a pen that I really like this is a really nice pen, but it's very small. I couldn't fill in a lot quickly. So this is like a really nice middle ground. I recommend them especially if you can find them at a discount scrap store. But Pilot Parallel,